I need to get me one of these at home. I'll be like speeding down the freaking H3 with this little thing.
Just gonna flip the car. Good morning, everyone. This is our second full day in Tokashiki Island. Yes, this is sweat on my face. That is how sweaty it is. I mean to say that is how hot it is. So we didn't do much vlogging yesterday because it was kind of an intense day. So we tried to rent some stand-up paddleboards to go just paddling around, and then there were some small waves right here yesterday. There's not really any right now. We saw some people surfing on stand-ups, and they didn't have any surfboards for rent. So we went to the hotel that's over here. There's only one hotel, I believe, in Tokashiku Beach, which is where we're at right now. And we went up there, and they said like you can only rent stand-up paddleboards, but you must have a guide. We're not really used to things like that because me and Kenji know how to paddle, stand up, and we've gone sup surfing before. So we're kind of like, oh, that's kind of pricey because they wanted to charge us over. It was about $105 for two people for a guide. I mean, like if you're gonna use the guide, I think that's a good price. But we didn't use the guide. He basically just followed us around where we wanted to go, and he was just like a personal lifeguard. And they made us wear life jackets, which is kind of funny. It's really hard to sup surf in a life jacket, FYI, because you feel very constricted trying to like paddle. And then once you fall and there's a wave coming behind you and you're trying to like pop back on the board really fast to like get out of the way, it's much harder. And then I'm like slipping and falling everywhere. Yeah, so it was kind of difficult yesterday. So while we were sup surfing, Kenji dropped the GoPro. Right now he's in the water snorkeling trying to find it. We spent like a good half of our trip, half of our 1 hour rental with guide looking for the GoPro because we dropped it right in this corner right here. So it's like I feel like in the water is so clear. So it's like we have to be able to find the GoPro because it's orange and we dropped it in this tiny little area and the guide said like it's probably in this rock area. So after this video, I'm gonna walk along the shoreline to see if it um, went towards the rock. And Kenji is looking in the water right now. It's not really about the price of the GoPro, but the pictures on it. Um, so we're looking for it. So that kind of like ruined our vibes for the day yesterday. I mean, I told Kenji that I really believe that we're gonna find it, but Kenji doesn't think so because obviously it's very hard to find something that you've lost in the ocean. Good thing it's like just a GoPro and not, a diamond ring or something like Kim Kardashian. I don't know. So that's why we didn't really film that much. We were trying to find a restaurant to eat at last night and it was impossible. Um, so while I was researching yesterday, while on island, it said there's three or four restaurants open. So we went to all three or four restaurants and they were not open. There's only one restaurant open on the whole island last night that we could find in the town here. There's one town. It's near Aharan Beach. Um, Surprisingly, it was like American food. It was called Halftime and it was like burgers and steaks. It was actually better than I expected because I wasn't really in the mood to eat American food while we are in Japan. But all of the izakayas were like drinks only, no food. Just very surprising. I think if we have known that there wasn't gonna be that many restaurants, we would have just bought food in Naha on the mainland Okinawa, and then just took all the food with us, like groceries, over here. Because yes, there is a convenience store, but it's very tiny. It's very small. It's like probably smaller than like the big American gas stations. That's kind of how small it is. Very few food selections. We kind of just got some snacks, mainly alcohol. You guys saw the haul yesterday. So we ate like half our snacks already because there's not much food options here. And I wouldn't say the food is that tasty either from the convenience store. So I think next time you're going to come here and there's a kitchen in your hotel room, definitely buy some groceries because getting food here is a little hard. Like during lunch is also pretty hard. There's like less than 5 restaurants open. It's pretty cool though because the island there's like no one here. I'll show you guys. So there is only two beaches on this island. This one called Tokashiku Beach and then Aharan Beach. As you can tell, this is the beach that no one really goes to. The other one I think is more popular because there's more snorkeling. But along this beach, there's probably less than 20 people here. The water is so much nicer in the morning. We got here yesterday at the beach around 3 p.m. and it was a little bit cloudy in the water. But when we were going snorkeling, it was so crazy how blue the coral was. I've never seen coral that blue. There's also insane amounts of hermit crabs and wildlife here. First of all, there's snakes here. Just to let you guys know, there's habu snakes and there's signs everywhere to say watch out for the habu snakes. And there's also water snakes. I think the water snakes are white. I'm definitely afraid of snakes. I don't know why, but I've always been so scared of snakes. And everywhere I go, I'm just like watching out for a snake because like even in our hotel room, one of the signs say like watch for snakes at night. And I'm like, bro, what? What? Anyways, other than snakes, there's humongous bugs everywhere. Way more bugs than I'm used to. There's huge spiders, hermit crabs all around the beach. Probably every 6 inches there's a hermit crab. And then when you get close to them, they just pop into the shell and then hide. And there's also beautiful butterflies here. Mainly, the ones I've been seeing are black and blue butterflies. So it's very nice. So I will show you guys some of the what they look like. The butterflies, if I can catch one, and then some of the hermit crabs. And then after this, I'm gonna walk around the shoreline. And if we find the GoPro, you get some footage. If not, I'm sorry, but I really believe we're gonna find it. I have lots of optimism. These are the shells I found really quickly, actually, just within a 10-minute walk on the beach. Beautiful shells. It's so hard to find shells in Hawaii. Like, I know a lot of people are good at finding them, but I can never find them. Like, it's so hard unless you go diving. But these were just on the beach. Like, how beautiful are these? So I'm gonna keep looking for more shells. Why do you look like this right now? Why are you bleeding all over your face? Ew!
You understand why I came in?
Huh?
You understand why I came in?
I was
I
like,
can't see because there's blood all over the place.
why do you have blood every?
We're gonna die.
This pose?
Maybe try another pose.
You don't like this pose?
Kind of looks basic.
Huh?
Basic.
Huh?
Basic bitch.
Oh, is it a basic bitch pose?
Basic bitch.
Should I fix it?
Wow, that's freak.
Huh?
No?
Should I fix it?
Probably. I just been recording the whole time.
We are at a lookout point right now. We're very, very hungry, about to turn hangry. This is what happens on trips. But before we get some food, we want to talk about the typhoons coming to the island.
So apparently, it's going to be hitting the Philippines and going more towards the Philippines. So we're not going to be affected by it. But the faster ferry that takes about like 30 to 45 minutes to get back to Naha may not show up. So that's the first ferry in the morning and the last ferry
It might get
at 5.
canceled.
So it's more likely will get canceled due to high waves. But the bigger ferry that you can literally bring your car on is still probably going to go on.
But we were worried the last 2 days about this because our um, cabin that we're staying in, the owner was telling us like, "Hey, I think you should leave today and don't leave tomorrow, and I'll refund you for the room because the ferry might get canceled," which really stressed me out because I'm like, oh, like I want to stay, and I think both of us really like it here, especially at night when everyone leaves. It's like
Yeah.
such a quiet island. But we were trying to figure out like should we chance it, should we not. So yesterday we decided to wait until this morning to check the weather again to see like how it was, and the weather improved.
Yeah, it was a very stressful morning because we went back to the ferry,
The port,
the ferry ticketing center, and to talk to the ticket masters, and they were like
they were
maybe
not helpful.
like 50-50.
Yeah, and I also feel like they don't like foreigners. Like they were really rude to us. The guy
Yeah,
was not
it's
nice.
like it's 50-50 here. Like literally, some of them are just like, yeah, I love having tourists come here, and like then other people are like, it's just a day job to them, and they hate it.
Well, I feel like mainland Japan is much nicer to tourists.
Yeah,
Like especially in Tokyo area, everyone was so kind to us. But then when we got to Okinawa, it's different.
last night we went to the restaurant, the halftime restaurant. Yeah,
It was the only restaurant open.
it was pretty cool though because they had Jack Daniels, so I was happy.
It was very expensive though.
It
It was the most
was,
expensive restaurant other
it
than the
was,
kaiseki dinner we went to. I
but
don't
we
think
did
it's
buy
worth the
shirts.
yeah, but even without the shirts, it was pretty pricey. So
Yeah,
pricey for Japan, not compared to like U.S. prices, is still cheaper. But for like what we had, I was kind of like, oh, it's kind of expensive.
yeah.
Um, but as for how they treat foreigners here, I think if you're Japanese, are probably much nicer to you.
If you can speak Japanese purely,
Yeah,
but
if you can speak
that's just a
Japanese.
communication issue that's
Yeah.
everywhere. So
But so when we're in Tokyo or mainland Japan, a lot of people just whipped out Google Translate if we couldn't communicate. That's kind of what we
yeah,
did. But in Okinawa, what I realized is they are not. They don't really care to do that. So
yeah,
they're just like, I don't care. So like, what happened at the ferry ticketing office was we went there to ask like, oh, like what are the chances the ferry is going to be canceled tomorrow? Because if it is, like I think we're going to try to rebook today instead. And I said all this onto Google Translate to show the guy, and the guy literally, although he has a phone, did not care to translate. He just said call this number and like to talk to an English translator. And then we were like, okay, we can't call, like can you just like help us like translate back from Google Translate? And he wouldn't. He like would not do it. um and then he told us to go to a payphone to call. We call these guys, they're not even open yet. So then we come back and we're like, okay, like you told us to call this number. They're not going to help us because they're not even open yet. Like, can you just help us? Because we don't know if we're going to get stuck on this island or not. And the guy just kept saying, like, well, maybe, which I totally understand that he doesn't know if it's going to get canceled or not.
50-50.
Well, like, he didn't, like, I understand
Uh,
that he doesn't know that if it's going to get canceled or
yeah,
not.
I mean, you don't know, and you don't want to say like, yeah, it's probably gonna get
Yes or no.
canceled, so you should leave.
Yeah, but that wasn't the point. He was just super
You know,
rude about the whole interaction.
yeah,
Like he was just kind of like, go stand over there, go do this, you call this number. Like he wouldn't even. He just like, I was just trying to ask him like, oh, like if we got stuck on this island tomorrow, like when do you think the ferry would open again, like stuff like that. And he just kept being like, no, like I'm not going to talk to you.
I think like we had some friendly people, some not
Yeah,
friendly people. The two most helpful, I think, the most helpful person is
the owner of the cabin.
owner of the cabin.
Yeah,
He was great. He contacted us like
immediately with
immediately
about the
and just like,
weather.
hey, hey, are you guys okay? Are you? What's
Yeah,
your plan for this? If you have to stay longer, you can. You know.
Yeah, which is super nice
Yeah,
because like, and I called him and I was just like, I'm worried about getting stuck here. Like, if I got stuck here, like how many days, um,
yeah.
like after do we have to stay? And the thing is, you're probably wondering watching this video, why didn't we just leave today instead of tomorrow? And why are we worrying about all of this? It's a bunch of like logistics, right? Like if we left today, first of all, we like this island. We don't really want to leave. But the main thing is we'd have to rebook another hotel in Okinawa, which might, it's like, it's already hard to book things when you don't speak Japanese. We have to do that. We would have to try to get our rental car here refunded.
Yep.
And then we would have to get refunded for a hotel. And then we would have to refund all of our ferry tickets. And basically, doing all of that stuff when people here don't even want to try to do Google Translate over your phone
Well, the
is
rental car
really
people
hard.
were good too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like
okay.
they only deal in cash though. They're
Okay.
like cash only. Just
But the rental car people here, oh my God. So we rented at this place called AILE. I don't know how to say it. There's not that many rental car places on island, first of all. And actually, one of the other rental car places next, like in this town, had a huge sign that said, if you do not speak or read Japanese, we will not rent a car to you.
hmm,
And they said on the sign, like, we don't want to deal with accidents. Like, like that's kind of how you know they don't really like foreigners.
yeah.
So that's one. But we
This one we
use
went to is straight cash dealing. If you get into an accident, there's literally
pay
this is how much you're
cash.
gonna pay,
Yeah,
and
$600 if you get 600 to
yeah.
1,200 is how much they quoted you if you got into an accident. But you know they nickel and dime you depending on how many miles you drive the car.
Oh, that's why he said don't refuel it.
Yes, because they
Yeah.
track how many miles you drive and then they nickel and dime in that sense.
Ah,
But what my frustrations with the whole car rental thing is, first of all, on this whole island, you can't rent a car unless you call. Like you can't do like an online booking to rent a car. You have to have a Japanese person call for you. So the way that we did it is we use American Express concierge to have them use a translator to call this spot to do the car rental. But this might totally be American Express's fault and not their fault. We were on the phone for 2 hours and she couldn't do this freaking car rental booking. It was actually making me so angry. But she had American Express had a Japanese translator call the car rental person to reserve a spot for us, and they said it was all reserved after 2 hours of being on the phone with Amex. So insane. Anyways, the lady, when we showed up, they were like, "We don't have your reservation," and we're like, "Are you serious?" Luckily, we had a car available. But just from my research about this island, if you don't rent a car or reserve a car in advance, you won't be able to get
yeah.
a car
We came on a
and you
Monday,
walk.
so
Yeah.
it seemed like a very slow day.
Yeah. So I'm actually happy that we were able to get a car, but slim chances. I would recommend if you're going to go to this island, go to like a hotel, like get your hotel front desk to call and make the reservation because it's it's so hard. Because even in mainland Okinawa, when we're trying to rent mopeds, you can't just reserve online through a booking. You have to have someone Japanese call. So we had our front desk call to make our
Yeah,
reservation for the moped booking, which is
which is
already
really
very
good.
difficult.
Yeah, because like some of them they didn't really want to be as helpful, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
But the one we did go to was super helpful, and we just walked in. He's like, "Oh, what you want to ride?" I'm like,
yeah.
"But you already know the story about our
Our
moped
whole mopeding
incident, so
incident. Yeah,
we
no,
won't reminisce about the
I would
past."
recommend them. Goya, Goya.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
pretty good. Um,
They're
they're
not on the
they're
maps though. They're not on Google Maps.
oh yeah, they're not on Google Maps, so you
They're
just have to
by
Google it.
Mr. Kiji's
I don't know,
hotel.
some hotel, but it's next to Asahi Bashi Station. It's
Yeah,
right next to it. So it's pretty hard to rent a car or a moped in Okinawa. So hopefully our car rental on mainland Okinawa works out. The way that I rented that spot was I had to use WhatsApp to text the people because you can't reserve online. Most people here don't use WhatsApp. That's more of like a European. I think more Europeans use that, and then we can't call Japanese numbers unless you use a payphone.
yeah. We actually learned, or we used the payphone today. Um,
I don't think I've ever used one before. I was so confused.
it was a learning experience for Jenny, but we're gonna head to get some food right now.
Let's
Because we're
go.
hangry. So this is gonna be a little unconventional, but I am going to try to light this with just spare stuff we have laying around. Also, there's crows that are scaring the shit out of me. Let's see if I can light it. So, let's see this charcoal. Japanese charcoal is so good. I love working with it. Draw this to the side real quick. While I get a few of these small guys going. Big one, big one. Get a good base layer going. And this is another big guy right there. Start stuffing it. Yeah, small ones around top. Just get it going. We can always add more after. No, I don't like bug spray.
We got the grill ready and we're gonna cook up some oyster mushrooms, pork belly, mystery meat. We have no idea what this is. We Google translated it and it just said yakiniku. It was frozen when we got it, so we could not really tell from here. It looks like just chicken to me, honestly, so it might be chicken, but we thought it was like different types of meat, but we couldn't tell because it was frozen. And then this one is pigtail, so we're gonna eat that. There wasn't many options of seasoning in the grocery store here because it's like one store. This one, I think it's like a salt pepper MSG type of seasoning. Not really sure. And then this was, I got this for my drinks, but we just have this because we don't really have like soy sauce and we don't really know what else to do. Anyways, this is our barbecue. It took us kind of a long time, honestly, to get this set up, just because the Japanese wood is kind of harder to catch. So this has been getting hot, and we're gonna start cooking. I'm really excited, actually. We're having a little cabin cooking site tonight. It's kind of like, it's like we're camping. We're glamping. Check out our killer spread. Mystery meat, pig's tail, right?
Chicken tail.
Chicken tail, pork belly, and some oyster mushrooms.
So chicken's done. Show the camera.
Chicken.
Ooh. It might be hot though, so be careful.
Is a chicken tail done?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, so let's try the chicken.
Super hot.
Wow, it's actually pretty juicy.
Uh-huh. But I'm burning my tongue.
I was worried that it wasn't really juicy because Remember we had the chicken yakiniku the other day and it
Mm.
was dry?
Yeah, it was super dry.
It's actually very good. Mmm. Mmm. With the crispy bits too.
Mm. Oh my god. I'm burning my tongue, but this is so good.
Really good. And I usually don't like chicken. We get to do this in our pajamas, in the cabin, in a national park.
Mm.
Glamping.
Glamping. Mm. We got these like packets of skewers, and they are the bomb.
Actually, way better than I expected. For something in the middle of nowhere, this island. Although I read online that the grocery store here was expensive. Compared to the US, it's actually not that expensive. It's pretty affordable.
Yeah, compared to Hawaii prices, like
It's really, really cheap compared
this
to Hawaii
was
prices.
700.
700 yen. That's like, this is like less than $5.
That's $5, and like if we were back home, it would be like at least
This would be like
10,
$12.
15. Yeah.
Yeah. But we also live on an island.
Yeah.
That is a lot more difficult to access than
Oh my god.
Than
Look
this
at these
island.
chicken tails.
that looks good.
Look how crispy they are. Should I make the backside crispy too?
Yeah, before we eat it.
Ask yourself, what is any other word?
The good part is the mosquitoes are
You
gone
find
now.
yourself looking down.
Okay, chicken tail time. Can you wipe some of the juices on the mushrooms?
And the pork?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did we season the chicken yet?
No, we did not.
I don't even think it needs any of the lemon. It's pretty good by itself.
I like the lemon though. I think
You want me
lemon.
to add some lemon? Well, we can add it ourselves.
Yeah.
I'll try it the next round. Ready?
Oh, this turkey tail though, or the chicken tail? I'm not adding any lemon.
Oh, Krisha.
Oh, I heard it crunch.
Mhm.
Mmm. Look at fried chicken.
It's pretty good. It's really good. Good choice.
It's so bomb.
Really good. So fatty.
I'm actually gonna try lemon.
I'm gonna do lemon the next round. I'm try everything pure right now. That's a lot of lemon.
It's like 2 drops.
Oh,
Salt.
is it good?
I can't taste the lemon at all.
It doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
That and the pork belly is my favorite. Everything is actually really good.
So we had a very stressful morning, for one thing. Oh, Jenny thinks it's only like an hour of stress, but I know she was worried about the typhoon, and which she should be.
Yeah, because if we were stuck here, we would be stuck here until the whole end of our Japan trip, and we're supposed to be here for like another week, almost
Yeah.
another week. And being stuck on a really small island with 2 beaches and a bunch of snakes everywhere, that's a lot.
And only one grocery store.
And there's not that much food at the grocery store.
There's
It's
not
very,
that much
very
food.
little. It's just mushrooms and skewers.
Yeah, it's all camping supply, like cup noodles. But
Well, also,
I feel like I can survive off of cup noodles. Though.
but it's not just that. It's just we would miss our domestic flight from Okinawa to Tokyo, our international flight back to Hawaii. We would lose all of our money for all of our hotel stays. Like, we would lose a lot of money and a lot of like plans that we had.
Yeah, and we were dealing with some difficult people at the ferry ticketing office.
They were not nice. They
Yeah.
were actually assholes.
Yeah, they were pretty mean people, but
The meanest people actually I've ever experienced traveling. Like, ever since I was a little kid, I've never met, except for the people that scammed me in China with the horse ride. Other than that, they're probably one of the meanest people I've experienced in my adult life.
Did you ever say that story?
No, I was like 10. Long story short, I was supposed to go on a horse. My parents paid $50, $50 for me to go on a horse. It was supposed to be for a long time, but they let me go on the horse for 5 minutes, and it was a scam. They're scammers. I've never been scammed in a foreign country, except the people today at the ticketing office didn't scam us. They were just assholes.
Some people on the island are very pro and very
Like pro-tourism?
pro tourism, like,
Yeah.
and they want to ensure that tourism is going to be something that sustains them.
And then there's people that don't care.
And then there's people that are just going to be there to clock in, clock out, which is in
The people that we dealt with today.
Yeah.
That did not actually care about anything.
But if we didn't finally decide to stay, and
I think I'm happy we stayed because then we have this whole glamping.
yeah, we have this glamping experience, and we're literally cooking skewers outside.
But there's also snakes outside.
I just turned those.
Oh.
Yeah. Our neighbors, there's only one other cabin. They left early, so.
I think they probably left because the
Typhoon.
owner in the
Yeah.
but there's like no one on island right now.
Yeah, there's no one like
Like,
the last ferry out today. Literally, the whole place shut down.
yeah, because we were trying to find a restaurant, nothing was open.
Yep.
Like, we couldn't. The only thing that was open was the grocery store. Nothing else was open. We were like, we have to cook food at home. And then we had signs that said, "We'll be open when we're ready." And I'm like, bruh, what if I didn't buy groceries?
So we just decided to eat out or eat in. And I think it's worth it.
It was really good.
I'm sorry if you guys are getting smoked out too, but we're trying to find a perfect angle. But we're camping, so it's a campfire. And no matter where you go around it, the smoke will always follow you.
I think we kind of overcooked this pork belly compared to the first one.
Yep.
The first one was better.
This one was well seasoned though. So good.
I would say the pork belly and the chicken tail was the best. And I like that we're eating slow. Oh, I didn't even eat it with the lemon like I said it was.
Yeah.
Peter Patrick, Peter Patter's on the window. Now that Saturday's gone.
Put some more.
Neighbors gonna run away.
Right.
But I know that they'll be gone
Way more juicy.
when the morning light
Mm-hmm.
sings or brings new. I believe in
The lemon makes it taste really
they
good.
look so